What if the world as we know it ended not with a bang, but with a rumble from deep within the earth? Today, we're exploring what would happen if a supervolcano erupted. It starts without warning. Deep beneath a place like Yellowstone National Park, a colossal chamber of magma, miles wide, has been swelling for centuries. On an ordinary Tuesday, the pressure becomes too much. The ground trembles, not just a minor quake, but a violent, earth-shattering convulsion. Then, the land itself begins to rise, stretching like a thin sheet of skin over a boiling pot. Within minutes, the unthinkable happens. A section of the ground collapses inward, and with a deafening roar that echoes across continents, the eruption begins. A column of ash, gas, and rock is blasted 30 miles into the sky, punching a hole through the atmosphere. It's not just lava, it's a pyroclastic flow, a superheated cloud of death, moving at hundreds of miles per hour, incinerating everything in a 100-mile radius. Cities, forests, entire ecosystems are wiped from existence in an instant. For those nearby, there is no escape. The world simply turns to gray ash. But this is just the beginning. The ash cloud, a gargantuan, dark umbrella, begins to spread, carried by the jet streams. Within days, it blankets the entire United States, casting the country into a perpetual twilight. The sun is a pale, ghostly disk in the sky. Then, darkness. The ash is not like campfire soot. It's tiny shards of volcanic glass. It clogs engines, grinds machinery to a halt, and contaminates water supplies. Air travel ceases globally. Power grids fail as transformers short-circuit. The intricate web of modern civilization snaps. As the ash cloud envelops the planet, a new and more terrifying phase begins. A volcanic winter. The fine particles in the stratosphere form a reflective veil, blocking sunlight from reaching the surface. Global temperatures plummet by 5, maybe 10 degrees Celsius. Summers vanish. Snow falls in July in places that have never seen it. Crops fail worldwide. Famine becomes the new reality for billions. The cold is relentless, a silent killer that stalks the survivors huddled in the dark. Society begins to fracture. Governments, struggling to manage a crisis of unimaginable scale, find their authority crumbling. With no food, no power, and no communication, people are forced to make impossible choices. The fight for survival turns neighbor against neighbor. The familiar world of laws, commerce, and community is a distant memory, replaced by a brutal, day-to-day struggle. We become ghosts haunting the frozen ruins of our own creation, telling stories of a time when the sun was warm and the sky was blue. But humanity is resilient. Years, maybe even decades later, the ash slowly begins to settle. A fragile, pale sunlight breaks through the gloom. Small communities of survivors emerge from the long winter. They have learned to adapt, to grow food in sheltered greenhouses, to generate power on a local scale. It's a different world, a quieter, harsher one. The grand cities are silent monuments to a lost age. The population is a fraction of what it once was. These survivors carry the weight of memory, but also the seeds of a new beginning. They are the guardians of what remains of human knowledge, art, and culture. They must rebuild not just a civilization, but a new relationship with the planet, a planet that has demonstrated its awesome and terrifying power. The scars on the earth are immense, a permanent reminder of the day the ground opened up. But in the quiet resilience of those who endured, there is a flicker of hope. Life, against all odds, finds a way to continue. The threat of a supervolcano is real, a geological time bomb ticking beneath our feet. We live our lives on a thin crust, blissfully unaware of the immense forces churning below. It forces us to ask a profound question. In the face of nature's ultimate power, what truly matters? What would you do to survive? Let me know your thoughts below.